Okay. So, hard-fought game. I thought our guys came out with a great mentality and great energy. We got the lead early. We led for 17 minutes in the first half. They were able to kind of wrestle the lead away from us late. We came right back out to start the second half and took the lead and ran, I think, to 6. So it wasn't mentality. It wasn't effort. If you look at the stats, I mean, we shot 47% from the field, 40 from 3, and only had 3 turnovers in the second half, and yet got outscored. So we just couldn't get them stopped. And they give them credit. They made a pile of shots. They deserve to win the way they shot the ball. I don't feel like, they won the game. I mean, sometimes you feel like you lost because of how you played. We didn't play poorly. They just played at a higher level.
You obviously played these guys 2 weeks ago up there, and we know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Did your group come into today's game looking at this game as a measuring stick?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we really, it's been a group that's really responded well when things haven't gone our way. I mean, they've been a prideful group and a group that's really battled. We were as ready to play today as we've been in any game all year. I mean, just guys like laser eyes on you and saying the right stuff and the right kind of energy around the team, a very positive but yet gritty kind of feel to practice leading into the game and at shoot around. That's a team that's, they're a top 50, top 40 team in the country, and they sure played like it tonight. I mean, Shungu and Davis are just terrific, and they've got what you have to be elite. I mean, like Beckett, the kid who came in off the bench, he had played 6 minutes on the entire season. And in a half where we're leading the whole time and we're controlling the game, he comes in and bangs 2 threes in the first half. Kid finishes with 13 points. He played 14 minutes tonight to get his season total to 20. I mean, think about that. It's almost February. So you just, what can you do? You just give the kid credit. Hey, great job by him. And he stepped up when he had an opportunity. I'm not really down on our guys, to be very honest. I thought we played pretty well. We played about as well as we had played last week. The thing is, you're just going to have to play really well to beat that team. I don't know that we played really well, but we played well. And we've got to find another notch against them. But when you lead for 17 minutes in the first half and come out and get a 2-possession lead right away in the second half, it's not about guys not wanting to play. It's not about guys' effort tonight. They were better than us tonight. That's the reality.
To that end, do you feel like your group right now is frustrated because they did so many things well and they didn't get the result?
Yeah, you can't be. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, if we would have shot 8 for 16 from 3 in the second half, we would have won. It wasn't us. It was them that were making all the jumpers. And so it's fair to be frustrated. I think we've known all along, like they're so veteran and they've got guys that have been in that system for 3, 4, 5. I mean, Shungu's, I think, 6 years he's been there. So, you're taking a 60-year senior that goes for 21. I mean, at halftime he had 2 points. So in the second half, he just kind of asserted his will, and we didn't have anybody that could get him stopped. And it wasn't just one guy. I mean, we tried a variety of guys on him, and nobody could guard him. So we have to find a way to get him stopped because we are going to obviously have to play them again at some point to do what we'd like to do. And we did enough tonight that I think our guys know we're capable of beating them. When you left the gym 2 weeks ago, I mean, that was an absolute disaster. So I don't know that we had any confidence at that point. But I think our guys know. I mean, when you play a half like we did and you start to feel the game out, I don't have any question that our guys will believe they can beat him if we see him a third time. But we're going to have to play just a little bit better. And we made a huge jump from game 1 to game 2. We just need to make a little bit of a jump from game 2 to game 3.
Do you think this group is capable of making that small jump from game 2 to game 3?
Yeah, I do. I think our team is, like we knew, right, going into the year, we have some older guys, but a very new team. And when you have guys that haven't played together a ton and you factor in the amount of missed games that we had in the preseason, it was off the charts. I mean, we just kind of keep adding you're in, you're out, he's in. So I do think there's another level for us, and hopefully we can find it over the next 2 weeks. I mean, the amount of improvement we've made in the last 2 weeks, if that can continue, I think we'll be a much better product, come the end of February.
In the first half, what do you think was the biggest factor to jumping out to an early lead?
Well, I just think our guys were excited to play. I thought we really, some games you come out and you feel out. I think we kind of came and asserted our will early and really were flying around at a good speed defensively and impacted some of their possessions. We had a lot of deflections early and were able to get them out of rhythm at times. And they took some harder shots than what they took in the second half. Second half were a little more step in rhythm shots. I don't know if we were a step slower. They just were crisper. Doesn't really matter. It's the same result, right? So we've got to figure out a way to control what we can control, which is find another gear and find a way to be able to be disruptive for 40 minutes instead of only 20, because clearly on the defensive end in the second half, I mean, they shot 63%. And we're not a team that's played a lot of zone. It's not something we're very good at. We've looked at it in practice. We've tried it in some games. It's not something we do well. So we stuck with the man-to-man because, we're on the foul line twice and could have had it to a 6-point game with 5 minutes to go, 6 minutes to go, whatever that timeline was, and we missed the front end of 1-and-1 twice. And that was the kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. If we step up and knock down 4 free throws, it's a 2-possession game. Not going to tell you that I guarantee you we win, but at least you get them under a lot more game pressure. Harder to make a shot in a 2-possession game than a 4-possession game. It's just the confidence that you have and knowing that there's not a lot of pressure on you if it's a big lead.
Compared to the first match against them, what areas did you see improvement in?
Well, first off, we didn't turn the ball over near as often. Second off, we defensively, at least for 20 minutes, were able to keep them under control. Last game, we didn't stop them ever. So, for 20 minutes, we were able to get stops. So those were positives. And from a rebounding perspective, they really hurt us with some timely ones, but we only gave up 7 offensive rebounds, which is not a huge number. They shot 55%, so that's not off the chart. I think that to beat them, that's got to be 3, 4. Like, you've got to play really, mentally at a crisp level that like I said, we did a lot of good things. I'm disappointed we lost. I'm really disappointed we lost, and because I thought and knew that we would come out and play the right way, and we did. And we had some guys have good games. I mean, Jalil had a nice ball game. Anthony had a nice ball game. We're going to need some other guys. I thought Omar Habwe had a nice ball game. So, it wasn't that we didn't have guys play well. We did. Not quite as many guys as they did, and that's the difference in the game. It wasn't a lopsided event. I mean, we led for as many minutes as they did. It was just unfortunate that when we got down a little bit, they kept sticking those, dagger threes, and some of them were contested very well. I mean, we had hands up on many of them. They made them anyway. And, you got to play a little harder to make them miss. But, at the end of the day, you got to give them credit. They made the shots they needed to make.
Just lastly, what's the line status? He was on the bench today.
Yeah, he's in the process of reintegrating himself, at this point. So I don't really have a very clear and decisive answer for you, but he's getting back with us at this time.
So, obviously today was the first game after the announcement that you guys are changing conferences. What does the move to the CAA mean for the program?
Well, I think to the program, it's a huge thing. I think you're looking at a chance to play against premier programs. You're getting a chance to go to big-time arenas. I don't know if you've had a chance to be many of those places just because of location, but, there are some really impressive facilities in that league. You're talking about schools that are very committed to winning in men's basketball, just as we are. So I think it's a chance that hopefully, as it's already one of the top mid-major leagues in the country, hopefully between the programs that they've added, you can get it to a multi-bid league. Now, the reality is, that's something that's very exciting down the road. And for our guys, I think they're doing a good job of just kind of keeping the head down and trying to compete for an America East championship. And the America East has been great partners for us for 2 decades. So we're going to try our best to win a championship on our way out.